I'm so excited for tonight because you really don't realize that people pay thousands of dollars to learn what you're going to learn tonight. And I know that you're going to get something out of it every time I attend an event or a call that works on my mindset. I know that it either adds to, my quality of life or adds to my paycheck. It's just all intertwined. So I'm going to do the announcements as fast as possible because I want to get to the good stuff. So give me just 1 second to pull this up. And we got to do some massive recognition, you guys. We are in the midst of closing out the month, and huge congrats, you guys, on running with the 1000 SP promotion to unlock the Unilevel. We're going to get to some of that recognition here soon. But first, we have to shout out our top 10 managers. Coming in at number 10, Carol Neal. Number 9, Brittany Sharstrom. Number 8, Lauren Vandespout. Number 7, Amy Phillips. Number 6, Vivian Arincibia. That's fun to say. Number 5, Solano Penguineo. And number 4, Marcella Servant. Number 3, Walanese Rodriguez. Number 2, Carrie Coyle. Number 1 spot,
Hey,
Lori
Mariah.
Elliott. Huge congratulations. Now, we also have our top 10 senior managers coming in at number 10 is Sonia Howe. Number 9, Pamela Putney. Number 8, Marie Ruiz. Number 7, Blanche Martineau. Number 6, Vanessa Cody. Number 5, Krista Dijkstra. Number 4, Stephanie Easterling and Lori Sheremy. Number 3, Kendra Johnson. Number 2, The Inside Out Journey. And number 1 spot for several weeks in a row actually is Harkirat Dwali. Huge congratulations to our top 10 senior managers. Okay, we have our top 10 team leaders. Coming in at number 10 is Paige Bingham. Number 9, Renewed Youth. Number 8, HSR Strategies. Number 7, Jennifer Lynn. Number 6, Elisa Ense. Number 5, Maria Guastala. And number 4, Jen Kwong. We have number 3, Performance Health. And then we have our number 2 spot, Sarah Bernard, and number 1 spot, Pamela Gavin. Huge congratulations to you guys. Okay, so we've had this promotion, unlock the level. If you go to socialceo.info/level, you can see what we have going on to help you guys run with this. Not promotion, this is a part of our permanent comp plan now where you can unlock the level. Somebody is unmuted and I'm trying to find them.
Please mute yourself if possible.
It was sitting on here and it went.
There we go. Found it. And then Stephanie, let me make you a co-host. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we'll go back. So unlocking the level, it's by getting 1000 SP. And we have lots of folks that ran with this. I'm not going to butcher all of these names by reading all of these, but if you want to take a screenshot of these, shout these people out. I hope you can just find your name really quickly. I'm just going to go through some of these slides, but huge congratulations for these folks, for you guys unlocking your 1000 SP, which means you unlock 6 levels of Unilevel pay. And let me tell you, there are so many people within striking distance. Like we're going to add to a lot more on this list tonight because I know people are getting off work. They got through dinner, they're getting settled, they're seeing where their numbers are at, and they're going to close the gap. So just to remind you, this is what you get. So when you have 1000 SP, you can unlock different levels based on your rank. So you can see at 1000 SP as planner, you get 2 levels at 5% each. When you have manager with 1000 SP, again, 2 levels. Now, if you're a senior manager with your 1000 SP, you unlock 4 levels of Unilevel pay. Team leader with 1000 SP and above, you unlock 6 levels. Well, let's say you have a brand new planner and they come in and they go gangbusters with 3000 SP. So they're not a senior manager yet, but because they got 3,000 in points in 1 month's time, they're now going to tap into 4 levels of Unilevel pay. Well, let's say you have a manager who does 5,000 in points in a single month. Instead of just getting 2 levels at manager, that means they're going to tap into 6 levels they're not a team leader, but because they did 5,000 in sales, that means they're going to tap into 6 levels of pay. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Now you can see here, that's not what I wanted to show you. Here we go. You can see here, what does this translate into monetarily? Well, you can see, like, let's just say that you had a perfect organization and you had 6 levels where everyone got 3. So level 1 had 3 planners. Then level 2 had 9 planners. Level 3 had 27 planners. Level 4 had 81 planners. Let's just say it duplicated perfectly all the way down, even though we don't live in a perfect world. What that would translate into is if every single person got their 1,000 SP, that would be $33,000 that would pay out on the unilevel pay. And that's one of the 6 ways that we get paid. Okay, this is something that we've never had before. This is going to pay out for the first time mid-July. So let's say that you had even just a 10% success rate. Only 10% of the people had their 1,000 SP. That's going to be an extra 3,300. But what happens if everybody had 2,000 SP instead of 1,000? Maybe your team went gangbusters with customer sales. Instead of 33,000 on the unilevel, if they all did it, you would get 66,000. So this is just kind of unlocking the possibilities of the money that lies in the unilevel and why you want to tap into that. So, okay, let's talk about what we have going on this week. We have Tracy Zimmer, who's a director who will be sharing on the opportunity call this Tuesday night. Now, this is a new time. Please note that it's at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, because we have the corporate kickoff call. The corporate kickoff call is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I don't want you guys to miss that. So we have the corporate kickoff call, then we have an opportunity call. We will also still have our glow up this Thursday. I know that the 4th of July is this weekend, but that also means you're going to be around people that you don't normally see. So we really wanted to have something to invite into. So Tracy's going to be running the glow up, the masterclass, whatever you like to call it. It's going to be this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Now we have a special Zoom that we are doing. I'm going to be co-hosting this with Julian Doan, who is part of our upline support. We're also going to have several testimonies on here. We're going to be doing a pre-launch Zoom about the Philippines. So the Philippines is going to be opening later this month, maybe early August. We don't have the exact date yet. It's coming, but it's going to be really exciting because I don't know if you realize this, but in the Philippines, it's mandatory for them to learn English. And so a lot of the Filipinos, they work a lot of, they work in different countries, they work remotely, they do a lot of work for the United States because so many people there speak English. So if there's ever a country that you want to build into, why not the Philippines? Because you can speak the same language. So feel free to jump on here. This is for planners and guests. So it's going to be this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. So note at the bottom of this flyer, this will be Thursday, July 3rd at 9 a.m. in the Philippines. Okay, so it's Thursday, 9 a.m. in the Philippines. It'll be Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, our time. And then don't forget, you can add an extra 5 or 10% onto your retail commissions if you have 2,000 or 4,000 in sales within a month's period. Okay, I think I made it through all the announcements. So now we get to the good stuff. This is what I've been excited about. I'm so excited for you to get to hear from this woman because you have to realize, I mean, she has sat on boards for companies. She has formulated products. Massive, massive brands ask her to come and speak on their stage for their conferences, brands like Cellcore. And I know she was just at another one and I just forgot the name. She just got done speaking on stage there. And she is also a doctor. She works with her patients. She has online courses. So this is a very, very busy woman. And the fact that she wants to come on here and talk to you about the power of the brain, which she specializes in, is pretty cool. So I hope you have a pen and paper because she's about to blow your mind. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to you, Dr. Rimka.
Oh man, so sweet. So, this is so funny. So when Brianna sent me like the graphic this morning, I was like, oh, it's me? I'm like, when did that happen? Because I thought it was her and I was just one of the other guests. And I was like, I'm the headliner?
You're the expert.
Which, yes, I am, but I love the team. I love everything about this. I love, we won't get into why I love network marketing tonight. I actually do have some notes because I want to stay focused. I have a tendency to overgive, and my office managers and client managers would be like, you need to tone down these reports. Like I would have 50-page report of findings for patients. And I just feel like, listen, if I drop dead tomorrow, I told them everything I needed to tell them. I can have a clear conscience tonight when I go to bed. I didn't hold anything back. Uh, Now, I've had to learn over 25 years in private practice how to pace it for someone to understand what I'm saying and not overwhelm them. But I also don't like the idea of withholding information. So I'm going to do the best I can to get something that sometimes maybe takes me, I don't know, weeks or months to teach somebody. I'm going to get it in here. And I am going to bring 3 guests on. I will be bringing into the talk Brianna, Susan Manuelo, and Tim Hargett. So I'm going to have them all share something, and I'm going to put this all together in such a way it will be recorded. Bring out the pen and paper for what you can write down, because writing things in person, like by hand, actually entrains them in your brain better. Writing in cursive will do it double time. It does not work typing it on a computer, you guys. This is just the facts of how the brain works. So if you can write by hand on yellow paper, everything I do, people will see I do on yellow paper. Yellow actually helps the memory a little bit. Those are just some extra pro tips I like to do for my friends and family. Now, I am going to ask you to be active in the chat. I'm going to do my best to kind of watch a little bit. Now, if you saw the title, it might be a little disruptive. And this came from, let me tell the truth. I cannot tell you how much I love Brianna and Susan. I did not know them before Riemann. Never met them, never worked with them before. And I was very nervous, like when I had to go to Korea in October. I'm like, I don't know anybody. I'm brandy new. I was like the last director to qualify. Nobody knew me. I'm kind of an explosive person. They're like, who the hell is this one? And she's a lot of energy. Yeah. And so Brianna and Susan reached out to me. They're like, listen, you want to hook up? I'm like, please take me. Let me have tea with you. Can I stay with you? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like the things. I don't like the details. And they just swooped in like Susan's like my mama and Bree's like the little sister who's like getting me in trouble. And then Bree and I are doing bad things. And Susan's like, oh, you children. And we're like, Mom, we're sorry. Can we have more money? Legit. That's literally how it goes. Like I'm not, and they know, they're like, why is she telling on us like this? So I also say, like, I love them so much and I'm so grateful. So we were having a conversation. Brianna, we were on the phone, we're FaceTiming. And I was like, you know what you just told me is all bullshit, right? And they're like, what? I was like, that's not real. Like, that's not real. That's not how this happens. And they go, oh my God, can you train on this? I'm like, I'd be happy to. Just tell me. Well, we were going to do it Super Saturday. So she said, do it now. I'm like, really? So we're going to do a little bit of something that we'll do more of later. And I spend a lot of time teaching this, and I've been doing it for a really long time. It changed my life. I started learning this in the 6th grade from Mrs. McShane, and I will always say her name because she is now dead, and I cannot thank her personally. She never got to hear from me. Thank you for teaching me this in the 6th grade. Because you took a kid from the fucking, oh, sorry, am I supposed to swear? I promise, Brianna, I'm sorry. I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
I even literally goes, say gang.
PG.
PG, I'm totally gonna say that, but she's one of those people who helped save my life. So I have strong emotions about her, and I deeply regret I never got a chance to say thank you to her. So that's going to tie into the rest of the talk, believe it or not, because waiting is not what you want to do. Waiting can cost you a lot. And so we're going to get into it. I will ask you to be as active in the chat as you possibly can be, because that's going to create some better energy and some better embodiment. So here's the title. Some of you may have seen this. Manifestation is a lie. Manifestation is a lie. She said, oh, I did the law of attraction. I said, no, you didn't. You know, that's all BS, right? She was like, what? I was like, oh, pumpkin, let me explain this to you. So I'm going to explain it to her and all of you. We're going to set the tone. If you came here expecting a mindset talk, like a pep talk, something about, oh, you need to raise your vibration and attracting customers just by being positive, you're in the wrong Zoom room. Yeah. Because tonight I'm going to blow all of that up and I'm going to tell you the truth. Because I'm going to tell you what is the truth here. Manifestation is a lie. At least the way you've been sold it. You've been told to think good thoughts, raise your frequency. Oh, here's another one. Announce your goals to hold yourself accountable. And yet, you're still stuck. You're still frustrated, and you're still not where you want to be. I'm going to tell you why. Here you go. Your nervous system doesn't care. It doesn't give 2 cents about what you say you want. It only lets you attract what it believes it is safe to have. What? Yeah, safety. And if your body, your biology is screaming, this isn't safe, this isn't safe, you will repel success no matter how many affirmations you chant. So here's what I'd like you to throw into the chat. Who here has tried manifestation techniques and felt like a failure? Law of attraction felt like you failed or more stuck than successful ever? Let me know. Yeah. Me too. I tried all that. Yep. Yep. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, let me know if you're ready to learn the truth. Drop a fire. Because I'm going to bring the heat. I am not for the weak. Here we go. Here's what they don't teach you in most goal-setting courses. Attraction isn't mental, it's biological. Your body is wired through something we call neuroception. Now, this is a subconscious surveillance system that's constantly asking everywhere, am I safe or am I under threat? And if your system perceives stress, threat, fear, or the worst, shame, even subtly, your nervous system locks down. And then you move into what's called survival mode and you contract. So I'm going to ask you to mute yourself because I'm hearing some noise. And I'm going to ask you in the chat, which nervous system state do you think you fall into the most? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? Be honest, just type it in the chat. First thing, I fight. That's my first reaction. This is an involuntary reflex that is established in utero. You don't have any control over it, you guys. Okay? And it tells you a lot about what, how you are. And that's okay. It's okay. Hardwired. I'm looking at the chat. Love to see it. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So here's the thing. When you contract, though, when you get hard like that, you're no longer a magnet. You're a wall. Everything just bounces right off of you. Okay? You can't attract in that state. And here's what happens with the law of attraction. It's fantasy. And you can't attract from fantasy. We attract from state. Okay? And the state you're in is either regulated or dysregulated. So I'm going to say it a little clearer. I'm going to say it again. Clearer. Let me say it clear. You don't attract what you think. You attract what your nervous system believes you're safe enough to hold. And if you've been living in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn for decades, believe it or not, success actually feels threatening to your biology. So you're going to what we call sabotage it, ghost it, avoid it, delete it, pick a word. And here's the quote. Because receiving feels like danger. I'm going to let that one sit there for a minute. Receiving feels like danger. So first, we must regulate. Then we're able to activate. Many of you are skipping the regulate part. That's why you can't activate. All right. So I'm going to probably make somebody kind of mad right now. Maybe a lot of people, because I don't like the concept of barf parrots. Parrots repeat what they hear, and some parrots repeat vomit. And it comes from the idea of invest, learn, teach. I love invest, learn, teach, ILT. I invest in things, I learn it, and then I teach it. It's the best way to learn. However, a lot of times in things that we invest in and learn are nonsense. So I'm gonna share with you some nonsense so I hopefully can stop the spreading of misinformation in the network marketing field, because it drives me cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Okay, here we go. I hope none of you repeat any of this. I know I'm going to make some people mad. Wait for it. This is one of the biggest lies I constantly see being repeated in this industry. Quote unquote, you should share your goals with others because it increases your chances of success by, pick a number, 35%, 66%, 75%. I've heard them all. Some of you have heard this, right? Some of you on this call have actually said this. I'm sorry. You were lied to. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because that stat is totally fake. Fake, fake, fake. It came from a so-called Harvard-Yale study that actually never happened. It never happened. There is no study where people quote, where they say 3% of grads wrote down the goals and made 10 times as more money. It is urban myth. It is totally made up. It's been debunked by Harvard psychologists, researchers, psychologists, librarians. It's been debunked a million times. But somebody doesn't know that unless they sit around in the research and actually study this stuff, because they heard it from 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago in a mastermind or a training or whatever. And some great guru said it, so they keep repeating it. But here's what is actually real, what you need to understand. In 2007, they did a study at the Dominican University. Dr. Gail Matthews headed it up, and she looked at different types of goal setting. This is what she actually found that is fact. People who wrote their goals down and reported progress weekly had better results. About 76% follow-through results. Here's the big catch that everybody doesn't want to say. That is the fact. Just telling someone your goal with no action plan actually decreases success. Okay? Because this came out of NYU psychologist Peter Gollwitzer. He ran multiple studies, so many, proving that when you publicly announce a goal, tell somebody about it, post about it, say it in a chat, put it somewhere, your brain releases dopamine as if you already accomplished it. Yeah. So what does that mean? In other words, what it means is you get a hit of satisfaction, a dopamine reward pleasure center like situation, just from talking about it. So what happens? You don't actually do anything. I need that to sink in because I'm going against all the training I'm hearing all the time in network marketing and MLM in the orientation. I don't care. You need to know the truth of how this actually works. I want you to be better. I want you to get better, feel better, be better. Lying to you isn't going to get it done. All right. So I'm going to say it again. Talking about your goals tricks your brain into thinking you've already won. So what do? You stop, you delay, you coast. That's why many of you, and I deal with this on my team too, are addicted to planning, scripting, vision boarding. But you're not addicted to doing. You're in love with potential, but not performance. So I'm going to be real direct. I'm going to say it again. Stop telling people what you're going to do. Start doing it. And what you do then is you let the results after you've become the person who earned them speak for themselves. So I'm going to ask you to go into the chat. Have you ever felt proud of yourself just for announcing something? Oh, here's my resolution. Here's what I'm going to do. I've committed to this. I've signed up. But you never followed through, right? Type guilty. If it hits you, I'm guilty. Guilty. Whoop, whoop. Guilty, guilty. If I never did this, I made the mistake. I would have many books published by now. But I announced it publicly. I ruined myself by doing this. Ruined. Okay. So I'm going to ground some of what I'm saying in real life. I'm going to bring up these three incredible people, all of whom I did not know before this, and I cannot imagine my life without them. I don't care whatever happens. Riemann could burn to the ground tomorrow. I'm not losing Brianna Michaels, Susan Manuelo, or Tim Hargett. So first thing, I would like to bring up Bree to share a little bit of a testimonial. So they're all going to give like a 1-minute thing about like what we would call law of attraction, but I'm saying that's all nonsense and BS. But the concept of, Bree, share with them how this all started, whatever you want to share about our little story and how this all came together and what you did. And then we'll bring on Susan and then we'll bring on Tim.
I've already taken a page of notes you're blowing my mind. It's like you put a bow on it for me. Like I just had an aha moment tonight that clicked. So I can't even tell you what's going to happen coming out of this. I feel it. So yeah, this happened because I was like, you want to hear something really crazy about the law of attraction? I'm sure Stephanie's like, uh-huh.
Excited. I was excited. Yes.
And I was like, this is so crazy. So at the beginning of the year, I was like, you map out your goals. And I had 3 goals. One of them was, I'm going to build a team in the Philippines. And I was like, I don't know why the Philippines. I was like, I just feel like I'm going to. And I didn't even know where the Philippines was on a map. I didn't know any Filipinos. I didn't even know what language they spoke there. So it could have been like Bali, it could have been Malaysia, it could have been any country. I just picked the Philippines. And it's really amazing what has unfolded, because the first thing I did is I always like to ask myself questions like, well, if I was going to build in the Philippines, like, where would I start? Who would I talk to? And so, I started looking in my own city and I was like, there's got to be Filipino groups or churches or something. So I actually found like a Filipino Chamber of Commerce and went, and they had some events and where they play games and do like rowboat races and things like that. And then I met with their board members, and I just like stood outside like a stalker outside of their board meeting and then asked if I could come in and talk to them. And you just find ways to figure it out. And then what happened is I met some incredible Filipinos through my friend Renee. I see Dr. Bella is on here tonight, and she's from the Philippines, and she has, built in the Philippines before. And so we started making those connections. And then something else incredible happened where I have a a friend, he's just a guy friend. He's like, I need to connect you with a friend of mine. She's been in network marketing. She's done really well and she's built in the Philippines. And so anyways, I just ended up signing her up a few weeks ago. And I'm telling you, I was like, it's so crazy to me where I started with an idea that didn't really have any substance to it yet, but then it has turned into something. I was like, it's the law of attraction. I was like, it's the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And so now I think it's interesting how Stephanie's putting a pretty bow on it and explaining more about the psychological effects of it. And I went over a minute, so I'm going to pass it back to you so we can pass it to someone else.
I love it. So she, because I'm trying to keep it short, but what she did, what I pointed out to her, and I'll point out to you guys, she didn't sit around and go, I want to be in the Philippines. I want a team in the Philippines. Oh, please, baby Jesus, give me a team in the Philippines. That's not what she did. She said, so there was some inspired thought, which led to some inspired. She goes, I don't know why I thought that. Now listen, that's inspiration. That's intuition. That could be Holy Spirit. That could be, I don't know what that is, right? But something whispered and said to her, Philippines. And she was like, okay. And she listened. She listened, and then she took inspired action. She came from a regulated, aligned place, and it was like, what should I do? I need to find Filipinos. Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to go meet people. I'm going to go do something that makes sense from a regulated place, not panic from I'm open, I'm regulated. Let me see what I can do to get done. Pay attention to that. Okay.
I forgot to say the end of the story is I'm going to the Philippines next month, which for you guys is amazing because I want to help you and meet with your people, but I'm like, I'm going to the Philippines.
All the way to that. Yes, exactly. Okay. And she even did more than that. She recruited a bunch of us. We're going with her. And we're like, okay. Like literally in one phone call, I was like, sure, I'll go. You think I don't know anybody there, really. I got some staff there, like they're $4 an hour VAs, you guys. I got no connections. I'm like, girl, I'm going. She's like, and she's got now other people on my team are going. She's got a whole crew on board with the Philippines. She didn't know what she was doing. She started moving, she jumped out of the plane before she had a parachute because she moved. I mean, that's a big thing. Susan, let's have you pop on.
Hello. You look so pretty in blue.
You, honey, where are you? I gotta find you.
Oh, I'm over here.
And it's weird because it doesn't make you big. I'm the big one.
I know. You have to pin me too, Bree.
Oh, how do if I could find you? I can't find you.
One of you guys find me.
I'm trying to find you. Did you pin her?
Oh, there we go.
I'll
Hi.
pin you.
Well, I kind of have like two quick things to share because, when we were talking about this, Bree, she was sharing this amazing story and reality, and we were like, oh my gosh, and it reminded me of my previous company. It was years ago. It was like 2014. I had a similar experience where I just had this dream of going to Australia. I had been in Australia one time when I was a Denver Bronco cheerleader. We went out there for the Pro Bowl, and I was like, I got to get back out here someday in my life. And so, enter in network marketing. I'm like, this is the best company ever, the best industry ever. Like, I got to get to Australia. I don't know how I'm going to get to Australia, but I got to figure this out. And like Dr. Rimka said, I wasn't just sitting there. At first, I was just sitting there like, Australia, Australia. But then I started to, put into practice something that I learned, like, who do you know that I need to know? I just kept asking that question to people that were around me. And not only in my team, but like people I knew, like business associates. And sure enough, one of my friends, she had a Zoom, we jumped on, and it was like a meeting she was putting together for something else. And she was like, but you know what? This girl Kate's going to be on there, and you were asking me about people from Australia, and she is in Australia. I think she does something similar to you. And sure enough, she was a top income earner in Arbonne. So I recruited her over, and we built a huge team. Like day one, we put in so much volume. She went to just almost the top of the comp plan, one rank below the top of the comp plan in her first week of doing business. So it was so rewarding. And it was also one of those like moments where it was like, oh my gosh, like I went to Australia. So, so it was this very similar story.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I love it. No, what else to say? Say it.
Well, the second example, I just had one that's a little bit more current about hitting team leader because I know like that's maybe a little bit more relatable because it's like now, and a lot of you on this call are running towards that. And I just wanted to share with you guys that, you know, if you know that that's your goal and you're working towards it, like don't, or whatever, maybe it's the 1000 SP, like whatever it is. That same kind of thing happened where it was February of last year. It was, you know, short month. It was only 28 days. And I was so close. I needed one more senior manager. And it was about 1 o'clock that day. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'd been, you know, following up. I had product out and was following up with people and it just wasn't happening. And I talked to Julian and I was like, I don't think it's happening. And he's like, what? There's tons of time in the day. And sure enough, I kept calling and I had a friend of mine who I had done business with before. And she called me at about 6 o'clock and said, you know what? Why don't we go meet for a drink really quick? And long story short, she said, you know what? I want to do this with you. And she signed up and she hit senior manager. So I hit team leader and it was just like one of those, again, moments of like, you know, it's not just the thought, but it's putting action behind it, but it's like not giving up on your goal and what you're really envisioning for yourself.
I love that. What I'm going to say what Susan did is she said yes long before she was ready. That, okay? I want to do that. Now I want to bring up Tim. Now, Tim, where are you? Do you have okay, let me put the spotlight. Do you have, please tell me, we can play the video.
Yeah, do you want me to play that now or after?
Yeah, play the video now.
Okay.
Yeah, can you do it, Bree? I'm going to do whatever you got to do, remove spotlight. Yeah. This in his story the other day and I said, oh my God, stop me in my tracks. Now, Tim had told me we had met like at Las Vegas and I was like, do you know he lost like 60 pounds? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, what are you talking? Like, and then he started, you know, so we were talking and texting and phoning and whatever. And he sent me some pictures and I was like, bruh, damn, you were fat, you know, and then he's posted this whole thing. I'm like, this is brilliant. I'm like, please talk. So Tim, I'm gonna, you know, Bree, do you need to make him spotlight or pin him? I'll let you do maybe that.
Yeah, he is.
Perfect. So I'd love you to give like in the context of this, let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I love everything that you're saying and everything that Bree and Susan shared. It's really interesting because I was just thinking through this specific journey of weight loss that I've been on and thinking about what Dr. Rimpa had just talked about. And she was saying, so many times we will announce something and then you get those feel-good moments and you stop, right? I can't tell you guys how many times I have started weight loss journeys in the past and announced it like, oh, I lost 15 pounds. Great, I'm gonna go for another 80 pounds or whatever it is. And then after I would announce that, off whatever I was on, 2 weeks later, I'm starting to gain back weight, right? And it's like, you're right back to where I was before, but I announced something, right? It's on my Instagram. You can go look at my Instagram and see posts like this from a couple of years ago. And it was so interesting that you mentioned this time because this journey that I've been on, I didn't announce it this time. It wasn't something I talked about publicly. Most people who were close to me knew, right? But it wasn't something that I was out there just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. I just had felt the pain so hard, get to a point where I was like, this is not the life that I want to live. I looked at my grandparents who were very healthy. My grandma is 94 and still active and walking and doing all sorts of things. And I knew if I continued my life the way I was going, there's no way I would get even near her age. So I had to decide to make a decision. And once you decide, like, Stephanie was mentioning, like, you will do whatever it takes. There is nothing that is going to get in the way. And that's how it's been for me this time. And I have on my wall in front of me here, it says be, do, have. I'm not going to get all into that, but I love the do, because I always look at them like, I want to be the person that does the things that will then get the results, right? And for me, that has been my journey over this last year. If you look at that picture, the first picture, that was a year ago. And now, since I've seen Stephanie, I've lost an additional 15 pounds. So I'm not even out there sharing what my goal is, but I just know that if once you decide and once you do things, it's just like you take off. So
I love it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for popping on. So this is what I'm going to point out. There's a theme here. Have you seen the theme? None of them waited to feel confident. None of them waited to feel ready. They just acted. And the belief followed. What? Yeah. You guys are getting it backwards. So that's what's going on. That is how you actually rewire identity. So I'm going to ask you from that, just to keep you engaged, which guest inspired you most and why? 3 different stories, 3 different things. Let me know. Let me see you're still alive in the chat. Who and why? Okay. Oops, I just clicked off my chat by mistake. I like to see it. I love it. All. It's so cute. You're like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to pick. I don't want to commit. Cute. All right. So that's how you actually wire identity. Now we're going to get into the brain part, because what they did is they rewired their identity, not with affirmations, but with embodied evidence. Embodiment is a term I use a lot, but it matters. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you 3 steps. You're gonna write down step 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna tell you how to get this done. Step 1, this is how you rewire your brain. This is the brain rewire protocol. Okay, Dr. Rimka's brain rewire protocol. Free. Here we go. Step 1, write it down privately. Don't say it, don't post it, don't announce it. You can read it aloud to yourself because that brings in a different part of your neurology. But the most important thing is write it down. This creates cognitive clarity. It requires work when you do that. If you can do it in cursive, it's even better, right? It requires cognitive clarity and external focus. Again, why privately? Because talking about it gives you fake release of dopamine, basically. Your brain thinks you already did it. So your brain loses motivation. But writing it, that's your contract with yourself. It's sacred. It's yours. Keep it quiet. All right? So let's be honest. Tell me in the chat. Have you been talking more than you've been writing? I know I do. So type talker. Talker, talk too much, talk too much. Don't write enough. Okay? There's that. Step 2, visualize correctly. I am a massive fan. This is where Miss McShane comes in, but let me explain it to you a little bit. I have a whole course on this, but I'm going to give you like the bullet points here. Mental rehearsal isn't magic. There's a real term for it. It's called neurological priming, right? Elite athletes are trained to do this. Navy SEALs are required to do it. You visualize, however, not just the outcome, but the effort, the reps, the hard parts, and the recovery. It leads to you feeling the emotion in your body, embodiment, not just your mind. And this is how your vagus nerve, that calming rest digest nerve, gets the message finally. This is safe. We're doing this. Let's get ready. This is why when Brianna told me on the phone she was going to the Philippines, my whole system said, so you want me to go? Let's go. Because I've primed my brain and my body to say, this is safe. We're doing this. I'm ready. Like that. Because I practiced since I was in the 6th grade. All right. You can start now. So I'm going to ask you, have you ever visualized the hard parts? Not just the win? Tell me in the chat. But if you're ready to get it done now, type doing it now. Doing it now. Doing it now. Okay. Step 3. Do it relentlessly. This is the missing link I think you guys don't do. You don't attract from your mind. You attract from your movement. Those 3 stories all had action as the primary thing. It was movement. Okay. Neuroplasticity, changes in neurology, happened through repetition. Identity isn't decided. It's proven. You want to be a top leader? Your nervous system needs evidence, not affirmations. So change your behavior. I don't know what that looks like for you. Do you need to wake up 30 minutes earlier? Do you need to host a training even when no one shows up? Do you need to start doing the things scared, shaky, and imperfect? Because I'm going to tell you, that's what proves to your system I'm safe when I'm in action. So drop in the chat, what's one scary action you're willing to take this week? Type it now. Don't overthink it. What are you going to do? Scary action. What are you going to do? Type it. Type it. Show me. Show me. Show me. Go live. Show me. Get it done. Wake up. Show me what it is. What it is doesn't even matter. It's a matter of how fast can you move? How fast can you act? How fast can you type? How fast can you go? You're overthinking. You're slowing yourself down. I'm going to leave you with this. Well, and we're going to show a video. I'm pretty sure, Brianna, we're going to end up showing this 3-minute video. Hopefully he won't steal all my thunder, but I have been in his mastermind. He has trained me. So I'm going to leave you with this from me. You're not stuck because you're lazy. I'm going to repeat that. Let me repeat myself. You are not lazy. You're stuck because you're dysregulated. You've been trying to think your way into change. But what you need to do is move. You need to move your way into a new truth. Because here's what's the reality. The future version of you isn't sitting around manifesting. She or he is magnetizing through embodied action. That's what everybody has told you. That's what they did, embodied action. So I'm going to ask you, stop saying what you want. Start becoming the person who gets it, who receives it. I'm going to give you two calls to action. I'm going to give you a couple things, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Then Bree will take over. I want you to pick everybody to do this week. Pick one action your nervous system has been avoiding and do it in the next 24 hours. It's got to be fast. Not perfect, just done. One of my favorite quotes from the book, Big Magic, I believe, was, "Done is better than perfect." Changed my life. Then I need you to text or voice clip or call your accountability partner. If you don't have one, you better get one, or your upline leader of some sort. And just tell them, I did the dang thing. I did it. Got it done. Done. Done is better than perfect. Did it. Now, for the serious builders, team leaders or senior managers who think you want to be a team leader, you better start acting like one. So get on board with this one. Team leaders and higher, you better get this done or something like it. You got 48 hours. That's 2 days. Turn this training right now. You better invest, learn, and teach. You better turn this into duplication. You got 3 things I want you to do. Send a group text or voice memo to your team. 1 takeaway from tonight, 1 action you're going to take, and 1 question to activate them. Wake them back up. We can resurrect the dead, I promise you. All right. Could be something like, I'm done announcing my goals. Dr. Rimka dropped some truth bombs, right? I'm just doing the thing. What's one thing you've been trying to manifest that you're ready to embody through action this week instead, right? 2, book a 15-minute Zoom with 1 to 3 people. You can do little small groups that you've been mentoring and walk them through that 3-step brain rewire protocol. Tell them how to do it and make them get it done every day. 3, you could screenshot proof of your of that, what you've done, drop it in your leader thread, your accountability chat, whatever you may be doing. And I'm going to end with this. I have been choosing a certain song lately in all my walkouts. It's an unusual song. It is nothing. I usually pick a high energy kind of rap, intense song. It's like all this fire energy. But it's been Andra Day, Rise Up. Because I've been through some things that have broken me, beaten me, and torn me down. And that's the song that I've chosen. And I'm going to leave you with this. And this is why I've given you this training. This is why Bree asked me to do it. And I hope it was helpful. I hope this makes a difference for you. I hope you do something with it, not just we're entertained. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here for you to do something. If you don't reach out to your teams, if you don't tell them what we did, if you don't ask them questions, if you don't show them the replay, if you don't lead a training of your own, it's going to lead to nothing's going to happen. Because none of us, we don't rise alone. We rise together. And that's only through reflection, repetition, and yes, regulation. Thank you, Bree. It's been an honor. Appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Oh my goodness. Can you guys light up the chat and tell her what your favorite part was, your favorite takeaway that you just learned from her? I have 2 pages of notes. I'm going to pull up this video really quickly.
Yeah.
Give me just a second to do that.
I want to share a principle that will help you be more productive if you really pay attention to it. And here's what it is. Every person in network marketing wants to sell a product that they don't have in a market that's not open yet, with a compensation plan that's different than the one that they have, right? We love looking for the next thing. What's the next flavor? What's the next product? What's the next launch? What's the next promotion? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, or I'm going to complain. If you're a leader, I'm just mentioned to you, I'm going to really push the company to make this change because this change has to happen. And when this change happens, then we're going to be more productive. Okay. And here's the danger. Let's say the company says, yes, we'll consider that. Whatever it is. The danger is you wait. You wait for the company to make the change. You wait for the new product. You wait for the promotion. You wait for the first of the month. You wait until January to start to kick something off. You wait until after the convention. You wait until the tweak happens in the compensation plan. You wait until the contest shows up. Or let's say you have the knowledge that a contest is coming in 4 weeks. So you wait. Let me give you some advice, okay, from somebody who's been around. If you want to be more productive, should you be working with your company, and is the company constantly going to be coming out with new things? Of course. Of course. We live in a world of change. However, here's the advice. Ready? Listen. Work with what you have. Work with what you have today. If this is the product you have today, then promote this product today. If this is the compensation plan you have today, promote the compensation plan you have today. If this is the flavor, if this is the promo, if this is the whatever, work with what you have today. I'd rather you take action today with what you have than wait to take action with what you might have in the future. And so many people, myself included, I'm guilty of this over the course of my career. I'm going to wait until that comes, or this thing gets launched, or this initiative happens, or this change occurs. I'm going to wait because I'll be able to grow faster if I wait when I have that new thing. I'm going to wait to start talking to people in a market until I'm going to hold my energy, and I'm going to wait until they open up this new country, or until they provide a different tool, or whatever it is. Those who wait just get smashed by those who take action today. Work with what you have. What you have is enough. Your compensation plan is enough. The products that you have right now are enough. The incentives and promos that you have are enough. The tools that you have are enough. Okay? You don't need more in order to get results today. Work with what you have. And as that changes, as that improves, then work with what you have then. But never wait. Never wait. Always work with what you have. Okay?
Makes sense?
Okay. I have to shout out and thank Jen Barsamian for sending that to me today, because it hit me between the eyes. And there are things that have been on my list, and I've been pushing them off, and I'm like, no, now I'm going to do them now. So that impacted me. It's okay if it didn't impact you, but holy cow, between Stephanie's share tonight and that, I'm pretty fired up. I'm pretty excited to run into July, and just honored to be here with you guys. And can everyone do me a favor? Will you guys unmute and tell Stephanie, Dr. Rimka, how much you valued her training tonight? Because I can tell you, I've paid thousands of dollars to go to live events, and you have no idea the impact this just made on me.
Thanks, Dr. Rimka.
Thank you, Dr. Rimka.
Thank you, Dr. Rimka.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you,
Always.
thank you,
Thank you,
thank you.
Dr.
Very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rimka.
I hope it helps.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Most deaf.
Thank you.
Right, y'all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Wonderful. Thank you.